Hello, I'm David, assistant professor of Robert Greene, and I'm here to answer his emails and questions. Distinguished author Robert Greene, for something like 25 years or more, he's been a best-selling author. Initially, to promote his first book in 1998, he went on the Bill O'Reilly Factor on Fox News, and as much research and as good as at researching as I am, I've been unable to find the transcript or any source of this video. There's probably other good O'Reilly Factors from way back when. Of course, assistant professor to Bill O'Reilly was, or currently is, Paul, I can never remember his name, Waters, Jesse Waters, still on Fox News, completely outshined Master Bill, and anyways, good old Master Bill O'Reilly's doing well. I listened to his interview. He was interviewed by someone like Joe Rogan on a podcast and kind of went into his backstory. You know, he never really talked about himself. And that was something like 6 months ago. But long story short, yeah, I mean, he gets, imagine how many private emails he gets. Probably not as many anymore. But at some point before, you know, he had a YouTube channel. And, you know, he had
Hello,
has a
everyone
Twitter
out there. My name is Robert
up for all
Green.
these
I'm
years.
the author of several books. My
So
first
many
one is
comments
perhaps
every
the most
day,
famous
so
one, The 48 Laws of Power. I've
yeah,
also written
speaking
The
of,
Art of Seduction, The
and
33
I mean,
Strategies
this
of War.
introduction I made was
I
all right,
co-wrote
but
a book with the rapper
I don't
50
even know where my
Cent called
picture
The
is. There it
50th
is,
Law.
at the bottom
I did a
left.
book called
Okay.
Mastery,
Um,
Laws of Human Nature. My most
I
recent
don't know
book,
what
The
to
Daily
say.
Laws.
I was just gonna run
As you
down the
can tell, my
comments.
books
You know, initially I made
center around subjects dealing
reply
with
videos.
power and interpersonal relationships.
People have uploaded videos. You know, if I search Robert Greene and videos uploaded today, there's going to be lots and lots of people who are not very, I should just say, not very well versed, maybe not as experienced in the laws. So it's so easy to reply to their questions, but there's just a plethora of them. I'm just going to go to his most recent video and just start there because Master Greene mentions
How
in
have
his video
celebrities liked
here, he mentions something about what I'm doing right now. Oh, he says how just by studying, you know, the 48 Laws and the 33 Strategies books, his best-selling books, one's from 1998, the other one's from 2006, when I first had found his books, my first year of college. You know, there was no such thing as I mean, I guess there were teacher's assistants. I had even been a teacher's assistant, but I just had skipped that class. And a professor's assistant is like, I don't know, just an apprentice professor. Professors do long form, nuanced, deep research, deep lectures on given topics. And, you know, this is the internet, so I just kind of go deep form on everything. So I suppose I could start at the top, but there's not very many today. But I would just imagine that, you know, it's got to be one of the 33 strategies. Overwhelm. You know, a blitzkrieg is a sudden overwhelm, but just overwhelm over 25 years. 25 years is not very sudden. So if I just control F and type this, I'll find overwhelm. So this is the key word. That's the easiest word to understand what war is. So if I do a little bit more research, I'll be able to find out. So Robert Greene is overwhelmed with emails. Like any author, any Just walk into a library. There's a lot of books in the library, and there's a lot of YouTube channels. So most people's reaction to emails and, I don't know, voicemails, people who don't get a lot of emails, who get a lot of maybe voicemails or something, is non-engagement. So that's rather simple. I was trying to go a little bit more in depth here. This is just sort of a concept video. Chaos is another good word for word. Word for war is what I meant to say. Warfare. Maybe it's this fair here that is the key to understanding what war is. What is the fair part of it? So I just Control T, I type FARE, definition, or meaning, either one. Okay. So the range is a keyword in the definition of it. Time, that's a keyword no matter what sentence it is in. Whatever particular sentence the word time is going to be, time is money. And the performance of war, do is another word for power. The ability to do is the simplest definition. So what's the opposite of fair? I can never remember them off the top of my head, but if some words don't have opposites, like there's so many. There's words like discontinued or disclosure or unwise, right? Those are antonyms. They're words with easy opposites to understand. So if I go to thesaurus.com, antonym means opposite. Another word for antonym is opposite. Abstain. Abstaining from war is like a protest. They had those theological or ideological abstinence from war. To feast. A war feast or a war fast. Wow. War starving. An offer that one can't refuse. Nice. This is fun. I haven't even started on what I'm trying to do, but all right, let's go. Here's the most recent from 31 minutes ago. Then there's one from 8 hours ago. So from this small sample, kind of like in a poll fashion, if I was taking a poll, from 16 hours ago, I think my picture is here, 10 hours ago, 10 hours ago, 8 hours ago, and 31 minutes ago, I can take that sample, political science way. Let me also go to that's really funny. It's, what people Google search says a lot about them, and what people search through millions of books in Project ebook from Google, one of the largest computer projects ever taken. I don't even remember the word that I was searching. That sucks. Oh no. Oh, it was over here, wasn't it? Oh, a sample. So, political poll. Right? So that's a very recent, not invention, but from the 1900s, the 20th century up to now is, nobody cared about polls up until, I would say, this point right here, 1940. Before it was just voting. Way bigger. I was trying to use a different word. If I use the word vote, it's going to be even larger. It's just dwarfs the pole. I'll show you how much larger it is. I'll know. It's easy to, like, the more simplified the word is, the larger it's going to be generally. And words change over time. So I could do different governors, different presidents. I could do Eisenhower. I think I spelled it right. I could do Dewey. Dewey defeats what? Truman. True man. I could do Kennedy would be cheating. So popular. I could do also would be cheating FDR Roosevelt. Lincoln. Washington. Adams. It goes on and on. Just Polk is one. My history professor, my first year, he was actually on this TV behind me on cable news. I just got cable news. So to make this more understandable, let me delete the biggest one. So now obviously I spelled Eisenhower wrong. Let's see if I right click, add to dictionary. So it thinks it's one big word. Maybe that's why computers, that's one big word right there. It's TR, Ulysses, right? I don't even have to use first and last names. Ulysses. I don't know if I spelled that right either. Looks like I did. President starts with an M. I don't think there was one. President name starts with M. I could use parentheses or quotes. Oh, there's 3. McKinley, Madison, Monroe. I could also type those in up over here. McKinley. I don't know if I spelled it right. Madison, Monroe. Yeah, it looks like I spelled McKinley wrong. Maybe that's too long of a word. Let me just go back over here. Oh, there's no C. President starts with C. Or there's no K? What did I do wrong? I spelled it right. I did spell it right. Mountain McKinley. Alright. Why does it say it wasn't found? What are these 2 right here that look very similar? The red and blue. McKinley and, no? What? Maybe it is McKinley. Just because I saw it at the bottom here doesn't mean it's at the bottom, right? I mean, is that right, or? What's the red one here? It's not showing up. It's not showing me. Yeah, it is. Okay. So it's Truman and Eisenhower, I think. Yeah. Makes sense. In my brain, they're kind of like that. They look like that graph. If I was able to graph it. What's this green one, though? Roosevelt. Makes sense. I could also do that with governors. I want to make a list. I'd be able to. It's so much easier for me to talk. That's why I'm making this video. Alabama, Alaska, Arizona, Arkansas, California, Colorado, Connecticut, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, North Dakota, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Texas, South Dakota, South Carolina. Did I forget Maine? All right, so I can remember most of the states, but let me just get it over here to what I was doing before. One user says he's been using it every day. It is truly a gem. So the older books are really heavy. They're long books. They're simple, but there's a lot. And, compared to complicated and short or complicated and long. His newest book, The Daily Laws, is the idea of reading a little bit of the book every day, that one will be able to attain the heights of his intelligence and knowledge just through routine, just through the routine alone. There's nothing really spectacular about it, not really talent, nothing he was born with, just the simple, practical application of the book, is how he got his knowledge. So I made a couple of videos the last couple of years saying how, I'm there, that's where I'm at, and I never thought I would be there, but when I started reading his books, my first year of college in 2006, I really wanted that, and so I'd emailed him, I'd send him a few emails. This was in like the early days of Twitter, whatever it was. I never got a reply, and I was really sad about that. What I know now as an adult is, in a similar way, I wanted to become a celebrity. I didn't know how to even start to do something like that besides sending emails, but I just needed an agent. They have people who do that. So I would make a really good agent now. I would be a good talent agent. But anyways, someone mentioned that they see records in the background of his video. Something very recently reminded me of, forget that idea for a second. Forget music, although music is very big in the Laws of Power, the 33 Strategies of War, even, armies have bands, for example, marching songs, and big in his life as well. But this movie that I just saw yesterday, I watched it last winter around this time. It's free on YouTube. This movie, not the 2014 remake, the 1987 version of RoboCop, is the most like Robert Greene's life, that movie that I've found. There's a lot of them. Brad Pitt, just about every single movie with Brad Pitt is going to be large in Robert Greene's genre, in his whatever, if he was like a star in a solar system or in the universe, it's over there in that sector of his galaxy or something. Everything with Brad Pitt. The movie Meet Joe Black that I watched recently with my father, as I drink black coffee. Another word for coffee is Joe. So Meet Joe Black, there's a scene where the businessman's daughter is talking to Brad Pitt's character Joe Black. Another one of my mentors is named himself after Brad Pitt's following movie after Meet Joe Black was Fight Club, Tyler Durden, aka Owen Cook. And he's got, I was going to go for his comments just in this same way, but there's just not as many. Maybe I should start over there, but, and I even just got an email, full disclosure, got an email of a job offer from Owen Cook of Real Social Dynamics, but that's no big deal. It might be. Anyways, so RSD is hiring. Anyways, so yeah, every movie with Brad Pitt, but specifically the businessman's daughter's character in this movie says the word seduction, and that was released the same year as 48 Laws. This is what compelled means to make him feel a certain way. Made Robert Greene feel like, because I felt like he wrote The Art of Seduction, one, to appeal to his community that was driving his book. The biggest community that liked the 48 Laws was online. It was a seduction community. But other than that, it's like, I don't remember at the timestamp in the movie, but it's like, she says, "You're so powerful and so seductive." She says that to Brad Pitt's character, Joe Black. Anyways, before Robert Greene was famous, there was RoboCop. And I don't know if I can really get into the details, but the name, I should be able to explain it easily, but it's got a cult following. That's why it's hard to explain this, but definitely check it out. And even, of course, the movie Terminator's in the same galaxy of movies, Blade Runner. So also any movie that Arnold Schwarzenegger's in, he's finally reclaimed his throne in the self-development community and made a self-development book recently, because Tony Robbins used Arnold Schwarzenegger's appearance and voice to sell all these books in the 80s. He had Personal Power. Robert Greene wrote the 48 Laws of Power sort of as a appeal to that segment of the self-development market. But yeah, anything by Ridley Scott. He just made Napoleon, 85 years old. Two of my favorite directors going to be who wrote The Godfather, or directed, Offer That I Can't Refuse, Francis Ford Coppola, and then Ridley Scott and Tony Scott, his brother, now deceased. But, he did movies like Top Gun, and one of my favorites, sort of about the Dallas Cowboys, The Last Boy Scout with Bruce Willis. So just the few names, directors, actors, I said, anything in that genre is going to be in this galaxy of Robert Greene's books. And so it's kind of difficult to explain, but it's like he sort of joined into that segment of the galaxy of media, and just it absorbed him. But before that, before he was famous and doing that, he was already born into that sort of, part of the universe, so to speak, in a sense. So I suppose I should turn on closed captions. Oh, are those records over here is what she's talking about. So when I started reading the 48 Laws of Power, it was definitely not like I went to Barnes & Noble a couple of months ago, and it was right there as I was checking out. The book has really gotten a lot more popular since I started reading it. But I guess that's enough for now. That's just kind of like a conceptual video. So hopefully I'll wrap this up later on. Thanks for watching.